I would start with my first vlog and try to follow it from there, because I think that's going to be the most helpful for you if you really want to get a sense of the big picture. It's probably worse than I'm even describing, and I don't even really want to go there because she's been there we're going on day 5, and it's messed up. It really is. He also talks a lot about Britney Spears and the conservatorship. At least she stays consistent with one thing. It's everything's my fault. Yeah, today I'm feeling sort of like meh, like, I don't know, not optimistic but not pessimistic, just I miss my girl. I miss little heart emojis. I miss just talking to her. I miss hugging her, and I miss telling her I love her. I want my daughter back, and I'm bound and determined it'll happen. So I also have my last class with the Nami, the National Alliance of Mentally Ill. It's the family to family class that I think has been very helpful, but it makes for a long ass day when you get out of work at 5 and then you've got this class from 5:30 to 8. It's exhausting. It's just draining. So as much as I kind of hate to see the class get over, because I do enjoy listening to the others, and I think it's a great class. I highly recommend people take it, but it'll be kind of nice not having to do that every Monday. And I'm gonna be straight out honest, I do find that the class is helpful, but I've done so much of my own research. I feel like a lot of what they cover I sort of already know. A lot of the parents in they're right at their beginning stages of it, so it's like, how do they talk to the person, how to communicate, all these how-tos that I pretty well researched on my own. Not saying that I know it all, because by no means do I, but a lot of the class I feel is certainly listening to others. You have the certain few that want to take the stage. So most of it's just the facilitators teaching, but then you have the few family members that they want to insert themselves more than others. So that's fine. For example, last week I told them I might have to power off or get off the meeting. Called, and I explained that my daughter was admitted, and I was perhaps, I'm right in the middle of telling the story, and one of the guys in the meeting just chimed in about his own daughter. I didn't really, I understand it, because some people are at that place where they can only see what's going on in their world because it's so horrible. They are just so self-focused on it. They probably don't want to hear what other people are going through. I don't think it's anything intentional or mean-spirited. I just think it's where we're at. But I found it slightly off-putting. And then the facilitators asked, I think the facilitator felt kind of bad, so at the end of the meeting she just said, "We're thinking about you," asked me a question as I'm telling it, and it's like, you got those same people that they leave the meeting at that time because they're done saying their piece and being heard, so they get off the meeting, get off the call, because they really don't care that much about what the other person is saying. So those are the little things that just cause little triggering annoyances. It's not a huge deal. It's not like I thought about this all week. I just thought about it now, but they're just small enough annoyances that make me not love those types of classes. But you know, you take what you can, and there, even if it's one tidbit of information that you can get that will help, it's well worth it. So I do highly recommend it. I'm just sharing how it feels when you get a bunch of people together that are going through crisis in their own crises, and try to share the platform. It can be challenging at times, and I'm not one to speak up much, so I can't really get a word in edgewise anyway, so I'm not going to insert myself into it. I'm talking on this video enough. I don't need to repeat it. I don't think they care so much about my story. I think a lot of people need their story to be heard, and I get that. So their therapy is talking about their story, and yeah, so that's where that's at. Good morning. It is Tuesday and November 2nd. I'll get my winter coat on. It is freezing. I don't have a whole lot to say today, but I've become so accustomed to doing this every morning. I figured I'd just turn it on. Now it's become kind of a little habit. So I had my last Nami peer-to-peer, family-to-family. I think it's family-to-family. I don't know. They have a peer-to-peer and a family-to-family. I think it's family-to-family class last night. And I had said that I was sort of glad it was the last class, but it is kind of sad. And it's funny because they actually decided that we'll meet again next month. I think we're going to try to do it monthly because this group became pretty close. This is the first time they've done it where they've extended it for the group to stay in touch. So I thought that was really cool. Listening to everybody, recognizing everyone's going through their own thing. I started feeling badly about what I said yesterday about people jumping in, and everyone's got their own story. Everyone's going through their own thing, and who the heck am I to judge what they do or how they do things? And if they interrupted, big deal. It's really not the end of the world. And I don't know. I started thinking, oh, this is going to be too bad. I am going to miss this group. I feel like I'm the quiet one of the group because, again, I will never jump in to just get a word in. When people start talking, I will not talk over them. I might have something to say, but I'll also bite my tongue sometimes and I'm more of a listener and an observer, which sounds kind of funny being that I'm sitting here every day talking on a video, but typically I'm more of an observer. And I think that's why I enjoy this taping, because a lot of my thoughts that are always stuck in my head are being vocalized for the first time, and there's no interruption. I highly recommend it for anybody. It's kind of like a journaling. It's a lot like journaling, but you don't have to take the time to write in a notebook. And for me, it's the perfect commute to work, being able to do this, because it's therapeutic in a way, because I really feel like I'm talking to somebody, or I feel like I'm talking to another person that knows what I'm saying, or I'm educating somebody who wants to learn more about the life of dealing with mental illness. So I don't know, I feel like I'm definitely talking to somebody, and at the same time I'm not listening to anybody. So if I ever do post these, which I have been editing videos, but geez, as I look at myself, I mean, not to be mean or whatever, it doesn't matter what somebody looks like, but I don't know that I really want to put myself out there in such, I mean, I look horrible. I don't even want family members to see me like that half the time, but I don't know, we'll see. I think I'm going to post a couple things, and if people seem interested in it, if it actually will help people, it would be worth it, but it'll definitely be a struggle. Anyway, it is therapeutic, and it's a good way to start the morning. And it's the perfect timing because the commute really is so short, which I am very, very grateful for. I guess a little longer would be okay, but then I'd be really late to work. I'm already 3 minutes late again. I think the closer you live to work, the later you are. I don't know why. I think because you think you have so much time to get there and it only takes a couple minutes, right? So, yeah, I gotta go. All right.